Yeah, what's going on? So, I'm just going to go through Reddit real quick, check out what comments the people had to say about all these news that's dropping for Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out. It's been a busy week. Apparently, we've got some new stuff going on. A lot of YouTubers actually did manage to get their hands on it. I'm not popular enough for that, but you know, I'm it's awesome to see people get a chance to play the game and give us their spin on it. Hmm. Looks like they changed up the fighter core skills down here. Quick spell. I don't really want to click on other people's content right now. I just don't want to accidentally rip somebody else off. Yeah, rest in peace, Mystic Knight. Once again, it's just gone. It's just gone. So there was thoughts that maybe there's going to be two hybrids per color combo, but that would create so many vocations. I just don't know. I would love to see it. I just don't think that it's a possible thing. I think quality control would come into effect there, but I would love to see the magic shield come back. That's Dragon's Dogma 1. Actually, I could just click this button and sort by time. Uh, oh, I saw this. Yeah. So down here, you'll see on the bottom left hand side, there's maybe alongside Mystic Spirit Hand, we might get Mystic Knight. But looking at this, I do kind of agree that Thief and Archer should probably combine into Strider type deal, or maybe Assassin. Or you could put, I don't know, does Assassin need to really come back? And if they do, what do they use, right? Because so far every single vocation has gotten a unique type of weapon, and that's what it seems like the goal is here. So Assassin's whole deal was using multiple different weapons. I don't know if there's really maybe Assassin by itself is going to be the only vocation that still has multiple weapons, but still I would think it just doesn't feel right. Fighter thief in between, maybe monk. That would make way more sense to me. And then thief upgrading to something like an assassin that's just a better thief. So right now thief uses daggers. What would an assassin use? I know a dagger is really an assassin thing, so a thief would have to use something more, or an assassin would have to use something like maybe wires or something. I don't know, like, or they could call it a night blade or something like Armor does. Like, or they could come up with their own new weapons type, like they did with Armor. Like Armor had Fey blades. Thief could definitely come up with like, I don't, something of the same kind, like big old blades or something that just kind of streamline with the body. I don't know. And then as far as Thief Archer, that almost just screams Strider. And then Archer would upgrade to Ranger. That makes perfect sense. I think I liked the view before though. I like the card view. All right, so augments possibly hinting at new features, enchantments, and invigorations. Um, Perpetuation was always that way though. Enchantments are just your boons, and your invigorations are like your magic up, strength up type stuff. Um, Items deteriorating, I think that just means the rotting of them. So you go from a regular fish to a rank fish to a rotten fish. I think that's all that means. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's any evidence of new features. Um, oh, here we go. Without having to click on somebody's video, I can see these. All right, so Fighter Dominion allows you to lift up and pin down foes for an extended duration. Ill. Diligence hastens, unless they changed. Granted, you did do a lot of damage to pin foes. I just literally never. I've been playing this game for I feel like almost 10 years now. It has to be, yeah, it has to be 10 years now, and I've never once wanted to pin down an enemy. It's great when you do get this pawn that does it for you, like they hold up the enemy and then you cut him up. But yeah, I've never wanted to be that. Diligence hastens recovery when downed or crawling. Huh? When downed or crawling. So does that mean that you can automatically recover, or is there a timer? Like, so either you're automatically recovering now, or your pawns are, or hmm, or when you try to recover them, it takes time now. That's interesting. So it's no longer like, oh, my pawns are down. Let me just go pick them up real fast. There's something else to this now. Provocation here increases the likelihood of being. I like that. I like that a lot. There we go. Without having to put a skill into it or use stamina hammer, which is terrible. Now we can tank on purpose. I like it. Thew allows you. Okay, we know what that is. It's the same as sinew. Metal augments your physical defense. Okay, so that's like not sanctuary, the other one, bastion, but the lower version of it. All right, warrior intrepidity reduces accumulation of ga lost gauze when receiving damage. Is there something that is it like a temporary health that you lose and you can just get back like a rally mechanic? Okay, okay. I don't know what's going on with that, but it looks interesting. The fact that Warrior cares about it means it's probably, yeah, probably big deal. Guard break, love it. All right, that's probably going to be big. Dominance, okay, so that's basically new impact, just renamed. Oh, and now they have impact, but they've changed the effect of it to improving your ability to push and pull targets when grabbing hold. I don't think I'm gonna use that. And vitality increase your maximum health. Well, yeah, no. Based on the way Dragon's Dogma works, probably won't use it. It's more important to protect your health than it is to have more of it. Like once you get past a certain point where your opponent can't one shot you, it's no longer important to have more health. You just need to protect the health that you do have and to lose less of it at a time. So increasing your defenses is going to be more important than increasing your defense is more important than increasing your health. Um, Taking less damage is more important than having more damage to take. All right, Archer Avidity allows you to clamber up. Okay, cool. So that's arm strength, right? Or I think that's what arm strength did. I might be mistaken. Oh no 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 no. Oh, scaling foes. That's a combination now. What was the one that allows you to move faster on foes? It's not opportunism. That was damage. It was something else that let you climb faster. But yeah, this is that. Okay, that's interesting. Why is this on Archer instead of Thief? That's my honest question. Because this goes on Thief because Thief is the one with the daggers. So already you're seeing that you're going to want to kind of be a strider anyway because you you want to start with the that you're going to want that skill because you want to move faster on your foes. Ambuscade increases damage dealt by your attacks when targets are not in battle stance. I hope this isn't the same as the one in Dragon's Dogma 1 where it didn't actually do anything. Because the one in Dragon's Dogma 1, if you don't know, you always get the ambush. You always get the ambush bonus. So having that skill, that augment, doesn't do anything for you. So hopefully this actually does something. Lethality increases damage dealt when striking an opponent's target's vitals. Okay, like it. Especially with the arrows, love it. Endurance increases your maximum stamina. Okay. Yeah. Especially if we still have gamble on a ranger. If that comes back, I'm assuming ranger's going to come back. Then yeah, that's awesome. Radiance, ill. All right, thief. Verve augments your strength. They put that on thief now. Interesting, because they didn't put it on. Yeah, they didn't put it on warrior or on. So, oh, I see. They put knockdown on warrior, then they put strength on thief. So you can't just go to one vocation and be like, I'm going to get all the physical attacking stuff from this vocation. Like, no, you gotta play around a lot more. I see what they're doing here. Subtlety decreases the likelihood of getting targeted by foes. Now, here's where I start thinking we're going to start talking about assassin coming from this line, though, because it would only make sense that going from the thief, which is already you're not trying to be seen, to an assassin would be a natural upgrade. Gratification slightly restores health when you deliver killing blow to a foe. Okay, what was that? What was that effect in Dragon's Dogma 1? It wasn't Bezel Crown. It was something else. Um, there was a bow that did that in uh in Dragon's Dogma 1. It was a short bow, if I'm not mistaken. Poise reduces the stamina consumed when struggling in a foe's grip. Okay, so that's aggression from Dragon's Dogma 1. Um Actually no, it's not aggression from Dragon's Dogma 1. Because aggression made you escape faster. This just reduces stamina consumed. Why are we consuming stamina and grip though? Like I get it, but why are we consuming stamina? And then here, this one doesn't make sense. Okay, no, actually it does make sense. Reduces stamina when clinging to or pinning down foes. So you can use it as a fighter, or you can use it as a, I'm assuming warrior maybe too, or you can use it as a thief, and it all makes sense. All right, mage exaltation augments your stamina recovery speed. Love it. That literally does the exact same thing it did in Dragon's Dogma 1. Okay, moving forward. Beatitude. That does the same thing it did in Dragon's Dogma 1. Love it. Intervention reduces the duration of debilitations you are afflicted with. I think that's the same as Dragon's Dogma 1. Perpetuation is the same. Okay, so all five of those are the same as Dragon's Dogma 1. Sorcerer, Sagacity. Um, yeah. I don't know if that's acuity or if it's a different thing, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Asperity increases likelihood of inflicting debilitations with your attacks. Okay. I mean, that makes sense because a lot of times Sorcerer does get a lot of debilitating effects. Constancy augments knockdown resistance. I do like it on Sorcerer because long casting spells take forever. Stasis reduces the rate at which items deteriorate. We talked about this earlier. Uh, I don't care unless there's items that. So in Dragon's Dogma 1, there were several items that didn't deteriorate that hit a group, like mushroom pottage, spring waters, and unless there's a. And then honestly, all the most important items didn't deteriorate anyway. Like your mushrooms don't deteriorate, your green radishes didn't deteriorate. So unless all the important items deteriorate in this game, I don't care. Honestly, I really do not care about this augment. Like now, if there's a whole meta, and I know this isn't an online game, but if the in-game setup is so much more efficient with what how would you say items that spoil, um not consumable items, well with deteriorating items, I can't remember what the verbiage is for it. Things that deteriorate, things that spoil over time. Gosh, I'm lost for this word, guys. I'm having a hard time with this. Um, Yeah, screw it. I give up. With those kinds of items. If the game is so crazily based around these items at in game, then sure, I'll play with them. But if they're not, then I don't care. It's not ephemeral. I'm still gonna be looking for this word for a while. Catal catalysis increases damage dealt when exploiting hostile target's elemental weakness. By the way, I'm gonna upvote this because it allowed me to talk about these without having to click on something. Um, yeah, that's great. Yeah, a lot of these are just going to straight up need testing. Um, People are talking about different stuff here. Um, we'll have to test everything. Honestly, it the first couple. I mean, some people might have their hands on it, but they're just going to be big gaming channels that don't actually care. They're just looking for views. I don't think anybody I care about, like as far as Dragon's Dogma content, like I don't know if Nihil the has a demo. If he did, that would be the only person right now that I would like be glued to trying to figure out. Like, yeah, tell me what the mechanics actually are of this game. Otherwise, I'm not paying attention to anybody else who puts out content. It's just base level content. They're gamer channels. They're not Dragon's Dogma channels. So I don't care what they say. They're just trying to get the views and then they're going to move forward with their lives. Are you using the RE engine? I think they are. Pretty sure. Move forward. Moving forward. First time player. Is this a video? Oh, simping. I thought that said sniping. My bad. I thought that said sniping. All right, so they're talking about the draw sheaf button. So the drop to only having 4 skills instead of 6. I don't know. And then you also have your vocation action, which I think for fighter was like blocking, and then I forgot what the other one was. Maybe it was like, oh, for like archer was like focused like aim shooting. Um, the sheaf draw was, I don't think sheaf draw is useless though. Like it, especially when it comes to going around town, the ability to sheave your weapon allowed you to not infuriate the local denizens as much. And then it also changes your aspect of how close the camera is to you and how the camera rotates around you. Um, like if I'm not mistaken, in Dragon's Dogma 1, if the weapon is sheathed, then the camera will freely rotate. But if it's out, then your character rotates with the camera, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how that works. I always fight with the camera in Dragon's Dogma 1 a little bit, but it's not that bad of a concept. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, this is a huge upgrade. This is a glow up. I love this. You can give pawns orders now without them getting having personality changes. I like that. What would they call it? Inclination changes? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's a massive change. What else are we saying? Do you want to go flat ground in pursuit of a sense of reality that creates? Okay, so running down will be faster, it looks like, than running up. And then you will attack harder if you're higher up. Okay, so they've changed a lot of stuff. That'll make testing things really hard if even slope position uh will affect damage. Okay. Camping set's heavy. So maybe that's one of those things where if you don't need it, you shouldn't take it with you. Okay. I don't understand what this really means. So does that mean that they did? Because he's saying if you pursue the effects of rain realistically, you will only end up with negative effects. I felt good about that while enjoying the atmosphere. So you don't get any buffs from rain, at least. But does that mean you get? Does it mean that you does rain drench? That's all it really comes down to. So we have rainy weather now. Apparently, does it cause drenching of you and of enemies? That's what I'm really trying to get after here. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Give me all the elementals. I am hoping that's not a communication error. Uh, I'm hoping that rain does drench you and your enemies, especially your enemies, but you as well. If you're not properly dressed, I hope that proper dress, like Skyrim does with survival mode. If we're gonna have snow and we're gonna have rain, then proper dress should be a thing, right? Proper dress should be a thing. Now I think that's what they were really going into with the if you overdo it, it's no longer a game scenario. Like I always turn off survival mode when I'm playing Skyrim because I don't want to have to worry about the code 24/7. However, if I'm starting a game that I haven't been playing for 10 years, right, like Dragon's Dogma 2, I have not been playing that for 10 years plus. So I can learn how to play that game as a survivalist. Well, not really survivalist if it's not that big of a deal, but like, okay, if you dressed well enough, you're not going to get drenched. Like the Harpy Cloak, it gave you very some resistance against rain, but really you had to use the desiccating ring to really have uh, full drenching resistance, right? Um, the same thing. Like, what can you wear to keep yourself from getting wet? What can you wear to keep yourself from getting cold? I would love to see that from Jump Street and not 10 years after the fact as a Creation Club item, Bethesda. Like, by the time Bethesda released that, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. I've been playing this game for too long to deal with that when it came to Skyrim. I'm not doing that. Not even once have I tried to do that. All right, bestiary. Looks like we're getting a lot of stuff back. New stuff. Rimmeru's here. Rimmeru is here. He's here, guys. Yes, I'm all for it. Let's see the slimes. Yeah, we expected that. We expected that. Minotaurs are good. Um, especially with the Eliminators are already basically Minotaurs, so we'll see if they're basically the same skeleton. Sphinxes, we'll see if they're the same skeleton as the Griffins and the cockatrices. Slimes, I'm absolutely excited about slimes. I'm not gonna lie. I hope they get stronger. I hope they have like a straight up busted slime boss somewhere. I don't care if it comes in like the Bitter Black Allen update of this game, like the whatever that expansion looks like. I know I'm not assuming there's going to be an expansion or Bitter Black Allen in specific. I'm just saying if there is an expansion and it's somewhat like the hey, we gave you guys harder monsters, here you go. I hope they have a Rimuru in there. Like I just want to see Rimuru, a super overpowered slime using super busted magic. Obviously they wouldn't call it Rimuru because that would be copyright, but I want to see it. All right, here's something I was starting to look at earlier, but I never really opened it up. Magic Gauntlet, Whip Sword, yada yada. You know what? They could do that for so if you guys have played Dragon's Dogma Inquisition, you remember the Artificer class that Varric had? That would be really cool to have like a Trapper class somewhere in between. Would it be in between Thief and Fighter, or would it be Okay, here's what I'd say. Put Assassin in between Thief and Fighter, and then put Trapper. Or should Trapper go between put Trapper as the advanced vocation for Thief. So Assassin between Thief and Fighter, Trapper as advanced for Thief. Yeah, I have to think more about it. What all these things mean. Oh, nice. They put climbing skills on monsters. Oh, regular skills can work as a on the monsters now with Fighter. I like that. All right. See this part right here. You were always able to do this unless it was like a scripted event. And I can only think of two scripted events where that happened. There was the scripted event during stage 3 with the Griffin, and probably the one in stage 4 with the Griffin as well. And then the Ur Dragon when it wanted to go a light somewhere, which would probably kill you because it would be too high. You'd be too high. Lion or human. I'm going to try both. So to me, I'm pretty sure the human civilization is evil. So I'm going to go with the Beast Ren, double Beast Ren for my first playthrough. Uh, all right. And then for our last few seconds, fighters can wield maces. Yep, we know that now. Stats for growing vocations. Yes, and yes, stats are vocation based now. Still, again, um, each vocation has finishing moves done automatically when enemies are low health. That's very interesting. All right. Well, if you made it this far in the video, that means you've hopefully liked the content. Uh, Even if I'm just rambling over what Reddit's saying. So please feel free, and I always thank everybody who likes and subscribes to videos to get more content. But as always, I've been me, you've been awesome, and peace.